He's a man of sexiness and taste because he was on the first episode of the Meet and Greet, and now he's here with us in the flesh. It's Chris from Motionless.
Bees, at first I thought you were talking about me, but it's all right.
Chris.
So,
Watch your mouth, buddy.
so a week and a half into touring, I've been so buoyed by the fact that everyone who's turned up, no one is playing half-heartedly. Have you found, being back on stage after this amount of time, have you found it really cathartic and, explain the experience to the best of your abilities? Because I know it's got to be indescribable.
The shows have been all different vibes because we started out with an outdoor festival show.
Rocklahoma?
Rocklahoma, and of course appropriately to every first show back after a while. Total disaster. Like of all bands to play when the sun is just like
shining right on you.
in your face. That was us. So that was a nice complicated thing to get through, but it was just so cool to be back on stage and didn't really feel like it was real. So we got through that show and then hit a club show right after that, and that was when we were just like, oh, okay, shows are happening again.
Welcome back.
And every day it's just been better and better, and we worked out all the rusty bone kinks and just got the Tin Man oil going on my body, and I started to feel much better.
I forgot about the term bangover.
Yes, it's been a while since we've said that.
Bangover.
It's one of those things where it's like you play and then you're just like the next day you're just like this.
We added a term to that. We now do pre-bang. So at rehearsals,
here we go.
At rehearsal, I know this sounds a little spicy, but at rehearsals we did a group pre-bang.
Really?
Take that as now.
Jake gets banged.
I get banged on the daily on this stream. Just saying.
Chat has just exploded. I'm certain of it.
Yeah. So we tried to get that going. It didn't matter at all.
No.
First show after, everybody was just like. Yeah, total 2x4. That's how I felt.
So, new songs in the set, Time Bomb, the rest. How's it felt getting that material finally out there? I keep saying it to people, and I will, because it feels like a song comes to life when it's actually shared between you and your people.
Yeah, it is so weird that we've released so much material, whether it was new songs or other versions of songs throughout the downtime. So to play those, it's this weird feeling where it feels like they've been played live. It didn't feel like, all right, we're gonna play this for the first time. It just felt like everybody was aware. I don't know. It just kind of fell into place right away, and it's so cool to see how fans have stuck with the band over all that off time to have kept up with the songs that we put out and just are ready to sing them just as much as we are to play them. So it's been very positive.
I bet it has.
You know what? I've been asking a couple questions. I feel like I've asked it the whole week, and asked it to Spencer. I've asked to a couple other bands. I feel like Motionless, just because from the beginning to now is, especially growing and going up to the top. I asked this question, and I think it's super important to ask you is, when I'm going to say when you headline this stage, a stage this size,
let's go!
Love that. What
Love that.
is no budget? What's the production?
Yeah!
Because I feel like
Because Motionless is an experience.
Me too. I mean, I remember building props in the warehouse and literally, I remember his dad hot gluing candles for the set. True, and I bet she still does it. I'm not gonna
life.
So it's no budget, main stage, Inkcarceration. What's the production?
I feel like you would have more insight to this than anybody else with where we were going when we were building that stuff, hands-on. To me, I've always wanted to do I basically want to take everything you see at horror nights, the Universal Halloween Horror Nights,
put it on stage,
and just make that on stage. I shamelessly have done that already with all the pumpkins and stuff that we've had.
Yep.
I'll walk around horror nights and take pictures, and I'm okay, I want to do this, I want to do that. So basically take a full, they build those house facades in front of some of the entrances. I would just want to have that to where we kind of did it where we did a stream at this place called Penhurst Asylum. And that kind of felt like that's what I would have done, is build that big facade on stage. So I guess doing that and then just having the scare actors on stage. So combination of Horror Nights, Rob Zombie, and then
Alice Cooper too,
yeah,
right?
on our own spin on it. So
Like that.
I love it because the first time that when I came out here, the first summer, it was just Rock on the Range just before it turned into Sonic Temple. You had the Pumpkins, you had like cheerleaders in black, and it doesn't matter, rain, shine, daytime, nighttime. Motionless in White is a band that you need to see. Are you touring between now and the end of the year?
this is actually the only tour. We were kind of taken back by or shocked by this even happening because we had a meeting on Zoom with everybody, our management agent. We're just like, okay, that's it for the year. We're not going to do anything.
Right.
We'll just wait. We'll work on a record. And then the vaccine came out, and everybody was like, everybody's starting to tour. Let's do a tour. So it's like, all right, let's book it, and we can at least cancel or postpone if we need. But yeah, we just booked the tour, and it was like, let's try it out, see how it goes, and here we are. So I think it's cool that we're just a one and done for the year. It feels great. It gets us back out there, and then we're going to go finish our record.
There you go. Catch it while we can. I've asked you about new material, so I won't do it again. Chris from Motionless in White. Love it!
I just want to say thank you, Balls, for asking me to do this. It's great to reconnect, not with just you, but with Bobby as well.
We talk about it all the time. It's just like, I know we talked like months ago. I was like, you need to do the stream. It's super cool. And honestly, kids ask about it all the fucking time.
Kids ask about you. That's all they ask about. They say, fuck Balls. Where's Chris?
hey, it's all right. I mean, I've come to terms that that's all right.
But you know what's a trip for me? I got to add to something real quick. Is I remember doing merch for 18 Visions Bleeding Through, right? And I remember you guys would come out to shows. And I connected with you right away because I'll never forget the shirt you were wearing to the show. And we would talk all the time, right? And then I just knew your love and passion for music, and I knew that, like you said, when you headline this festival, it's coming soon. But to see you be here, man, it's so cool to reconnect. Like this. Like, I was selling merch. You were, like, living in a van, I think, at that point, right?
This moment is, like, it's exactly the same for every one of us.
Yes,
like,
it
all
is.
four of us have had our lives explode in our own ways.
It's
and
so cool.
This makes this meeting just so awesome to see.
It is crazy to see everybody doing so well and being so, like, positive. Even when people talk about, like, people always talk about, like, how is it going to be? And I was like, I called Chris one day and I said, I'm just done. I was like, there was no, like, fuck you, I'm quitting this. And I was just like, it's just a rite of passage. I was just ready to do it. And then that's the way it was. And people were like, okay, they want, like, some crazy thing. And I'm like, that's
I made up a good story, though.
Yeah.
You want to hear what I
good story? Well, they always shit on me. And they're like, you got replaced by a space bar.
I said you got replaced by a space bar.
And I said, I was like, I know.
Here's the tea.
Give us the tea.
Yes, it's spilling.
Here's the tea.
Yes.
I blame myself. There we go. We'll say it.
Wow. This has been so wicked. My face hurts from smiling. What a chat.
No, I do want to ask. Another question is, back on when, because we always talk about, like, literally every time we feature unsigned artists, and it's a thing is like, who is gonna take over when Zombie's done, when Slipknot's done, and even from 2006 or 7 when we started, there was always such passion when we used to hang out and do, like, it's literally all we did. It was it. We, like,
every day at Angelo's house.
Every day at Angelo's house.
We were so poor that we ate bread for lunch and dinner.
Yeah. And it was crazy. Like, we literally, like, we didn't drink. We never partied. All we talked about was, like, Halloween Horror Nights, building this thing, and to see it happening and seeing it, like, it turn into a thing, and I just know that when we talk about those bands that are going to be headlining these festivals, I wholeheartedly know that Motionless will be one of those bands.
Absolutely.
And I think that's a whole. Yep. It's because it's when you listen to an album, it doesn't all sound the same, and that was from the horror to now. It's every song don't give a fuck, and that's what is so fucking cool. Is, like, you can listen to an album and there's 3 different records on that album, but still sound from the same band, and that's always how it's been. And I think that's what separates people to be on a stage like that and to headline a stage like that. So I mean, I'm definitely ready for it, and I'm glad that we get to do this together. I'm on this side now, which is really.
It is weird watching you talk to Chris like that. I'm like,
whenever this happens, we'll have to contact your agent and see if you can do a guest spot with us or something. Dust off the old rusty keys.
Here's my assistant. We can talk. Yeah.
You heard it here
you gotta talk to
first.
Danny Wimmer now.
Anytime, I would 100% do that.
Wow, you heard it here first. Chris, Motionless in White, Twitch
Love
history,
it.
yeah!